Mr. Sternberg, please.
Can you hear me okay?
We can, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, committee. I have shown up at public comment both at the last Board of Trustees meeting and at the last Audit Committee meeting to complain about the misconduct investigation process at the bar. Specifically, I brought up the fact that the bar has file size limitations on the website that are absurdly low, and that the bar refuses to take evidence, whether by the website or whether by mailing it in. I also called out misconduct by Melanie Dorian, who was an intake lawyer, who lied on a closeout letter related to evidence I had tried to submit. What I said at the last Audit Committee meeting was that I was going to come to every meeting from now on at public comments and make a record of my complaints so that there's no plausible deniability among anybody involved, institutions or individuals. So today I'm going to start that process and talk about the now 4-year abduction of my children and the fact that it's gone on for 4 years simply because of judicial and professional misconduct, which has gone uninvestigated for 4 years. In order to understand my case, you first have to know that I'm a Nevada citizen. My family law case is in Santa Clara County, California, because a case was filed there in 2012 by mother. We mutually agreed to dismiss that case. And in fact, we executed the dismissal twice, but apparently both of our lawyers were so incompetent that that never happened. A mistake I didn't find out about until 6 years later when my kids were abducted. My attorney at the time was Michelle Bruneau, bar number 186911, who failed to ensure that that dismissal had been properly executed. Instead of that dismissal being filed, apparently a quote unquote stipulated judgment that I never stipulated to was instead filed, and my attorney at that time did nothing about it. Again, didn't find out about it until 6 years later. I contend that that judgment is void on due process grounds, but regardless, all it says is that we have joint legal, joint physical custody of the children, and I'm the father. 6 years later, my children were living primarily with me in Las Vegas pursuant to a private agreement with the mother, because that's how we'd been operating ever since we thought the case had been dismissed. The transition to Las Vegas, back home to Las Vegas, happened after she got a DUI with the kids in the car, 2.5 times the legal limit. So we mutually agreed to move the kids back to Las Vegas. She went to rehab. As soon as she got a plea deal with the El Dorado County District Attorney, she began scheming behind my back to get the kids relocated back to California.
You have 27 seconds.
I know this from financial records that I've obtained after discovery. In March of 2019, she hired Tristel Aishelman, bar number 278981. And since I'm down to 20 seconds, at the next public comment, I will talk about how I complained about his misconduct, including failure to serve, and how Scott Karp, bar number 274682, refused to investigate and claimed in a closeout letter that failure to serve is not misconduct, which of course is laughable.
Mr. Sternberg, your time has expired, and I do appreciate your testimony, and I guess we will continue to hear from you in some of the other public comment periods, and so we'll await your continuation.